So my friend was like, try Warframe, and I said, sure, since it's free to play, I'll try it. And oh my gosh, this game is actually really, really good. I freaking love it. You may have noticed that I do have some kind of affinity for this because this game is great. Posted a couple of videos on this game already, and it is a free-to-play, kind of like free-to-play something. Oh, there. This game is pretty great. I just want to talk about a couple of things that I really like about this game. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. So let's start with the weapons. The weapons are amazing in design, and the way they're done is pretty well. They're done pretty well. I like it. I like them. However, bows. I'm obsessed with bows, and I really love the bows in this game. It's a lot of fun to use that thing, and you can't beat the awesome pleasure of a bow kill. You can't really beat that at all. I mean, it's pretty top notch. I should probably actually have some sort of gun or something for my secondary at least, but I decided to go with the Batman route and not use any guns at all during my entire playthrough of this game. Will that change? Who knows? But for now, I'm fairly into the game, and well, I'm not going to say fairly into the game. I've gotten like 3 planets unlocked, but I haven't really completed all the missions on each planet. That's besides the point. I'm most likely not going to be using any guns for this because I just love the idea of bows, and I love the extra challenge of not having an assault rifle or something like that. But anyway, to match with the weapons, to match with the guns and such, there's also the fact that every single attack, it just feels so powerful and is so impactful. It's kind of hard to describe, but I think that's the best way to describe it, actually. Which these impactful, powerful attacks can leave you wondering how an enemy survived, but it just adds to the fun when your attacks look like like this, essentially, with these huge effects and all sorts of stuff going on the screen when you when you swing a single little staff. There's like little tiny little details, like when you hit them, there's like a little bit of spark coming off the bow the bow staff there, and that's just wonderful. I love that. But anyway, the fighting and the all the fighting and animations for that and everything, the fact of the way they feel, everything like that, it definitely adds to how much fun the grinding can be in this game. It's actually a lot of fun to just sit in an area and just continue to fight enemies. There's been many cases when I've been able to like progress further in my level that I'm at, my mission that I'm in, and I choose not to necessarily keep going. I'll just sit there and fight more enemies as they're coming in, and I will just wait for them, and then I will progress once I'm done, and I'm like, yeah, I don't need to stand here for too long. Let's go and complete the mission. Just that sort of thing. So it definitely kind of, the combat draws you in a lot. The combat draws you in so much, but I don't think they draw you in as much as the movement. Yes, the movement. Of course, we gotta talk about the movement. Of course we got to, because it is some of the best movement I've ever seen in any game ever. It makes the game worth trying just to try the movement, because just moving around is so incredibly fun and fast. You go do these crazy spins and leaps and superhero landings even, and just all around fast stunts that you can perform with this movement in this game, and it's wonderful. It actually inspires me to try trick shotting and speed running and stuff like that, even though these are things I've never really cared about before in the past. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. So they did a great job with the enemies as well. Sure, some of them kind of look like each other. You may be fighting one enemy, and then you're like, oh, that enemy does this, and then it does the other thing. You're like, oh, no, yeah, I got those mixed up because they look similar. But apart from a couple enemies that look similar, they all look really terrifying and scary, and it adds a nice aesthetic to the game, even though it's not like really a horror game or anything like that. But they really feel like aliens and stuff in this game, if that makes sense. They definitely got to do something about the whole consoles looking like enemies, though, because I just legitimately just keep shooting at them, and and it's kind of funny, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are laughing at me about it. But I see those in the corner of my eye or on the screen somewhere, and I quickly pull my bow and shoot at it, or just quickly pull my bow on it or something, and it just psychs me out a lot. You know, the alien language of the enemies are also done pretty well. You know, they really seem to just have real language there. They really seem to actually mean something whenever they're speaking. Now, there's there's always the chance that they don't really mean anything, and it really is just gibberish that they put together. But at the beginning of the game, you know, and here and there, you know, there are characters that are speaking this language or some language that is in English, and it does give you subtitles, so it might not necessarily be garbly goo, you know, garbage. Just it might not be. It might be like a real language. It might not be nonsense. It might be legit. I would love to talk to whoever put in the Thanos good part of the language, because they just keep praising Thanos for some reason in this game, and I really want to know why they added this, why they added it, what it translates to, all that good jazz. Did it just say Thanos? On top of all this, the game just looks beautiful. I mean, you keep in mind that I don't really have a graphics card on my PC, and all the gameplay you're seeing is from my PC. I didn't record this on PS4 or anything. I just, you know, started the game up on my PC, and it just runs really well, and it just looks beautiful. I mean, look at this. It's beautiful. You can't say that's not beautiful, especially since I don't have like some kind of high-end PC or anything. Now that we've kind of talked a little bit about a lot of the great things, I do want to point out one thing that I'm not a super big fan of. I don't care much about the story in this game, but it definitely interests me. It still interests me. And the lore is fairly extensive. Some of it, however, cannot be found within the game itself, so you have to kind of explore outside the game to find it, which kind of leaves you scratching your head a couple times in the game. For example, the Warframe fights. If you don't know, basically to access another planet, you have to fight a Warframe to unlock this gate, and then you can go to another planet. For whatever reason, it's never explained why you fight this Warframe. Like, what's going on? Why is this Warframe here? Why is it trying to stop me from accessing this other planet? Why am I fighting it? Aren't we the good guys? I mean, I don't know. Maybe we aren't after all. I have said before in previous videos that we are definitely not the good guys in this case. But who knows? Something else, though, about some of the tiny little quirks here that I don't have huge praises for. However, it is still good. But the map design is pretty good too. But so far in my time playing, there's been no real reason to wall run, which the first mission you wall run and they teach you that, and I was under the impression that, okay, this is going to be something I might need to learn, because they might put certain places in the map that you're going to need to wall run to get to either progress further in the mission, or there's going to be good loot there and that sort of thing. And that's kind of what I was had the impression of during that first mission. But after that, I didn't really ever find any places to do it or any reasons to do it when I did find a place for it. So that's something that I think could be worked on, could be added on. I don't know. It just definitely seemed like it left a lot to be desired there with the wall running. But it's still a lot of fun. You know, the maps change each time you do a mission, even if it's the same mission over and over and over again. Even if you do the same mission twice in a row, 3 times in a row, whatever, it's going to give you a different map every single time, which adds a lot of replayability, which I just freaking love. I love that so much. It's so much fun, especially if you are just going to be out there grinding it. You know, it adds a little bit of a replayability with your grinds, because it's like, you know, I just did this already, it's going to be so repetitive, I don't want to do it again, you know. But then you were like, oh wait, no, the map's going to be different, so it's going to be slightly different, it's going to be a slightly different experience each time, and it's going to allow you to get something different every single time you grind, which is going to be, it's just good. It's just a good thing to have there. The maps are linear, however. Now I know a lot of people don't like linear maps, and personally I don't linear either way, but that's besides the point. Linear maps, they do have some crossing roads here and there that will lead to dead ends. They always lead to dead ends. However, they are not normal dead ends. They are stacked with goodies, but also baddies. And that really, I really like that. I really like how, like, you know, you try and explore a little bit. It really promotes exploration. It really, it just inspires me to explore a little bit in a way, because there's this whole reward for exploring, but also the chance that you're going to get punished for exploring, because maybe when you open this area, you find this enemy that you've never found before that's actually really powerful, and you don't know how to handle it, like I did recently. And actually, the last Warframe video I did, maybe it's the last one I did, I don't know. I don't know what order I'm going to upload this in. But I have opened doors before where I open it up and I explore a little bit. There is a little bit of loot there, but then suddenly there's this big, powerful enemy that I've never seen before, or just a powerful enemy in general, or tons of enemies, more than what we expected, and they kind of overwhelm me and eventually kill me, or at least do a lot of damage. So it can reward you, but also punish you, and I think that's excellent. I love that. It definitely leaves me like I want to explore a lot in this game, because there's so much to. It's just so much fun, you know. Mix that with the combat and all that other jazz, and you know, it just seems like the right thing to do. It just seems like a lot of fun. However, high risk, high reward of trying to explore. You know, maybe you uncover too many enemies for you to fight, or maybe you get a lot of loot. Who knows? I do feel like that risk will and does put off players from exploring. You know, one more thing I want to mention is that when a game has a fire soundtrack like this, you know, you can't, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good when a game has a track like this, you know? When that track be hitting like this, you're gonna be playing. It's good. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna do it for the video. This one's kind of a little bit different. I've done reviews and stuff like that in the past, but this review kind of setup was a little bit different, I think. And if you liked it, please let me know, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, do those wonderful things. Because when you do those wonderful things, you get access to wonderful content such as this. But that's not all. That's not all you get. You also get to become wonderful, and I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.